What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner ukulele tutorial for Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments below what other songs by Billie Eilish that you want to learn on ukulele. And real quick guys, before we dive in, if you want to learn this song on ukulele but only have a guitar, because this is a guitar-based channel, I actually am having a sale on my website for a ukulele very similar to the one that I'm using in this video for $40. It's a great starter ukulele, so if you're interested, I'll put a link into that right up here. Guys, the first thing you want to know to play Ocean Eyes on ukulele is that we're going to be in standard tuning and we are not going to need a capo to play this song. The next thing that you want to know for Ocean Eyes is the structure of this song. We're going to start out with a verse, then go to chorus, then we're going to have another verse, and then we're going to have two more choruses to take us out of the song. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Ocean Eyes is the four chords that we need to play this. The first one is C, the next one is G, the next one is E minor, and the last one is D. And I'll have chord charts for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Ocean Eyes. Man, Ocean Eyes is a long-time favorite Billie Eilish song of mine. It's such a beautiful song. I've loved it ever since I taught my guitar lesson for this song about 2 years ago. If you haven't seen that, I'm going to link it right up there. But this is a beautiful song. It's a lot of fun to play. And it's also very, very beginner-friendly. So my whole ukulele lesson for this is going to be based around the same way that I play this on guitar. So if you saw my guitar lesson on this song, the ukulele version of it's going to look very similar, obviously just translated over to ukulele. So the first cool thing about this song is that we only have one chord progression that repeats through the whole entire song. The only thing that's going to change between our verses and our choruses is strum patterns. So first let's take a look at the chord progression that's going to repeat through the whole song. So our chord progression is going to be this. We're going to go C, D, E minor. And we're going to go back and forth through that chord progression, that first chord progression there, 3 times. After we've played through that 3 times, we're going to go to G and then C. And there's a little exception there. You'll notice there's a little star next to that. I'll explain that in just a second. So a little walkthrough of what that actual chord progression looks like as we're playing it is about like this. We'll go C, D, E minor, C, D, E minor, C, D, E minor. And then we're going to go to that second line there. We're going to go G, and then C. And the reason there's a star next to that is because at the end of our verses and at the end of our choruses, we're actually going to play that G and C twice. Only at the end of our verses and only at the end of our choruses, we're going to go G, C, G, C. So we're going to tag it with one extra time through that G, C. Now that we have our chord progression under wraps, let's take a look at what we're doing for our strum patterns. So for verses, what we're going to do for strum pattern is we're going to do a single down strum for each chord with one exception. The exception to that is going to be that G chord. We're going to do 2 down strums for that G chord in the second line. Only place that's an exception, everything else is going to be a single down strum. So we pretty much just played through that without that extra down strum on the G chord. But a little walkthrough of what that'll actually look like altogether full speed is about like this. We'll start with our C chord. We'll go C, D, E minor, C, D, E minor, C, D, E minor, G, G, C. And at the end of the verses, we'll tag it with an extra G, G, C. Just like that. And that is what's going to repeat through our verses, guys. Just like that. Exactly like that through our verses. And again, this is a cool song because it does keep with that same chord progression through the whole entire song. The only thing that's going to change in our choruses is what we're doing for strum pattern. So guys, a couple of times through that chord progression with our verse strum pattern of a single down strum for each chord, except for the G, we got 2 down strums on that one, will look about like this, full speed, without me talking. And from there, guys, we're into what's being played for our choruses. Now, again, our choruses are going to be the same exact chord progression, but we're actually going to switch it to where we have a different strum pattern for each chord. I know that sounds kind of intimidating, but it's actually very intuitive and pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. So, one more time through that chord progression, we're going to go C, D, E minor, and we're going to repeat that 3 times, and then we're going to go to G and C. And then same thing with that one, at the end of our choruses, we're going to tag it with an extra time through the G and the C. So, what we're going to do is walk through each of these chords, chord by chord, and I'll tell you what I'm doing for strum pattern for each one of them. So, we'll start with our very first chord. That's our C chord. Our first chord there, our C chord, is just going to get a single down strum. And then we're going to go to our D chord, and that one's going to get an up strum. And then we're going to go to E minor, and we're going to go down, small pause, up, down, down. And again, we're going to repeat through that top progression there 3 times. So again, walk through that. We got C, down, we got D, up, and we got E minor, down, up, down, up, down. That's our top line. That's going to repeat 3 times. From there, we're going to go to our G chord, and we're going to play down, down, up, and then we go to our C chord, and we're going to have down, up, down, up, down. And again, that bottom line repeats 1 extra time at the very end of the choruses. So, all the way through that, walked through together, will look about like this. We'll start with the C chord. We're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then at the end of the choruses, we'll add a down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And that right there is going to repeat through all of your choruses. So same exact thing that we played in the verses, same chord progression. We're just adding a little bit of complexity to the strum pattern. And then that way, whenever we go back into the verses, we have a little bit of a different thing going on where it's just those single down strums. It dials it back a little bit, and then the choruses feel a little bit bigger because they have that bigger strum pattern. I know it probably seems like a lot with all those various strum patterns, but it sounds really cool and is a lot of fun to play. So guys, a couple of times through that chorus chord progression with those strum patterns will look about like this, full speed without me talking. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Ocean Eyes on ukulele. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 750 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there cannot be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what songs I'm jamming on, where I'm traveling right now, or pictures of my dog, you can hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitar. Link for that will be in the description below. And lastly, guys, if you want to support the channel and get your name at the credits at the end of each new tutorial, you can hit up my Patreon at patreon.com/thegroovyguitar. Link for that will be in the description below. Guys, Ocean Eyes, like I said, is a long-time favorite Billie Eilish song of mine. It's kind of a close toss-up between this one and Come Out and Play. Those are definitely my 2 favorites, probably closely followed by Lovely. All of those are beautiful songs. I love teaching Billie Eilish songs on this channel because I know you guys love them and really enjoy them and get a lot out of them. They're also really fun to play. Every single Billie Eilish song I've ever learned has been a blast to play. So I love sharing the guitar versions of them with you guys. I thought it would be really fun to share my very first ukulele tutorial for a Billie Eilish song. So let me know what other Billie Eilish songs that you guys want to learn on ukulele, because I'm curious and I'm excited to do more uke tutorials. I haven't played much ukulele, so it's fun to just dive back into all that. So this song, again, is a very beginner-friendly song. It really is repetitive, so it repeats the same chord progression through the whole thing. All you gotta really pay close attention to is what's going on with strumming. And again, this song doesn't actually have any ukulele or guitar are in it for that matter. So it's kind of up to interpretation. This is my interpretation. I think this sounds really good with this chord progression and this strum pattern. It is this chord progression, but the strum pattern is subjective. So you can kind of play around with that strum pattern. If you feel like you find something that sounds better, this is just what I thought sounded really good. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning as well. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.